My name is David Smith, and welcome to Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Hey folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I have been asked by at least one subscriber to my channel that I do a video on PREA. PREA is the Prison Rape Elimination Act. I've made some notes, so if I look off camera, I'm looking over here at my computer so that I can make sure my facts are accurate and get the facts to you as they relate to Prison Rape Elimination Act. Okay. I'm going to go on ahead and read an excerpt that comes from the National PREA Resource Center that I found when I Googled PREA. And anybody, you Google PREA, P-R-E-A, all capital, and you will come up with this as one of your top choices. And I think they hit it pretty much on the head. So I'm going to go on ahead and read this to you. It is Prison Rape Elimination Act. The Prison Rape Elimination Act, in quotations, PREA, or in parentheses, PREA, was passed in 2003 with unanimous support from both parties in Congress. The purpose of the act was to, quote, provide for the analysis of the incidents and effects of prison rape in federal, state, and local institutions, and to provide information, resources, recommendations, and funding to protect individuals from prison rape, end quote, in parentheses, Prison Rape Elimination Act 2003. In addition to creating a mandate for significant research from the Bureau of Justice Standards and through the National Institute of Justice, funding through the Bureau of Justice Assistance and the National Institute of Corrections supported major efforts in many state correctional, juvenile detention, community corrections, and jail systems. The Act also created the National Prison Rape Elimination Act Commission and charged it with developing draft standards for the elimination of prison rape. Those standards were published in June 2009 and were turned over to the Department of Justice for review and passage as a final rule. The final rule became effective August 20th, 2012. In 2010, the Bureau of Justice Assistance funded the National PREA Resource Center to continue to provide federally funded training and technical assistance to states and localities, as well as to serve as a single-stop resource for leading research and tools for all those in the field working to come into compliance with the federal standards. I'm going to post that entire bit in the comment section down below, or in the video description section down below. I'm also going to include the Prison Rape Elimination Statute, which is 34 U.S.C. Chapter 303, Prison Rape Elimination, from Title 34, Crime Control and Law Enforcement, Subtitle 3, Prevention of Particular Crimes. Now, with that, there are many facets of what it takes to rise to the level of a PREA incident. Of course, any time a contact is made between, I'm not going to go into all the vulgarity, but between sexual organs inside of a prison facility, and there is penetration regardless of how slight, it rises to a Prison Rape Elimination Act scenario. So that being said, physical sexual violence perpetrated from one person to another is obviously prison rape, be that anal, oral, etc. Okay, but also harassment. Sexual harassment from one inmate to another is also considered a PREA incident, provided it meets certain criteria. I'm not going to go into the criteria of this, of the entirety of what it takes to rise to the level of a PREA, but if an inmate just makes an offhanded comment to another inmate as they're walking by as an isolated single incident, that might not be considered to the level of a PREA incident. But it also includes staff members. So I don't know of any workplace in the United States of America right now that is willing to put up with sexual harassment in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And that can include third-party reporting for somebody telling a dirty joke in their presence. It's that serious, people. It's to that level of serious, honestly. And PREA is much the same. If a staff member repeatedly makes comments to an inmate, or whatever the reason, and I for the life of me, I cannot come up with a good reason for a staff member to make a sexual comment to an inmate at all, ever. But for some silly reason, it does happen. I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't deal with it as a supervisor. But it does happen, and inmates can claim a PREA incident on such things, and I have a duty to report what they report to me. Okay. PREA is a tool. It is a tool. Prison Rape Elimination Act is a tool. It is a tool to protect the weaker population from the stronger population within your institutions. Okay, it is a way for you to ensure the care portion of care, custody, and control of the inmates that are in your charge. Okay, it is a way for you to protect the weaker population from the stronger population. Prison rape is not anything new to mainstream media. Anybody that ever watched Oz on HBO has seen prison rape. Anyone that ever watched the Shawshank Redemption has seen prison rape. It's prevalent in movies about prison. Now, I personally never watched Oz. Well, I can't say that. I watched about 10 minutes of it, but I watch enough prison in real life. I certainly don't want to watch any movies about it. And I have seen bits and pieces of the Shawshank Redemption. It's one of my dad's favorite movies. Whenever I'm over at his house and he's watching it, I'll sit down and watch it with him. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch a movie about prison when I've spent the last 26 and a half years watching real life about prison. That's just my personal take on the matter. And I really don't care if you agree with me on that. It is also a tool to seek proper treatment for the victims of prison rape. And that treatment can be physical, mental, or emotional, or a combination thereof, all three. Okay? And what you're doing is you are, again, extending that care that we are charged with extending towards the people that are in our charge. Okay? There are so many correctional officers that believe our job is to hand out punishment to the inmates. That's not our job. That is so not our job. And those correctional officers are wrong. And those correctional officers need to find it within their hearts and minds to change their outlook on things, or perhaps it might be time to find something else to do for a living. And I hate to say those words, but if you are coming to work every day with the interest of causing an inmate discomfort in the effort of punishing the inmate or ignoring the inmate when he has a legitimate claim of something such as PREA, you are probably not in the right line of work. I don't know what line of work would be good for you at that point if you don't have the ability in your heart to actually meet the basic needs of an individual that you are charged with taking care of. Then I really don't know what to say about that. Unfortunately, PREA is also a tool for the inmates. Inmates, I cannot speak nationally, but I can definitely speak within the state of Florida. Inmates have used PREA as a manipulation tool to gain whatever transfers they want to gain. to, they've used it as a tool in retribution to a staff member. They have used it as a way to draw unnecessary attention to themselves. I had a situation where an inmate was in possession of contraband, knew he was in possession of contraband. He was on his way to deliver said contraband in an area that he had no business being in, and staff on the yard caught him doing this, and staff on the yard, they made a comment that probably should not have been made, but was grossly taken out of context. And they didn't say anything vulgar. They didn't say anything demeaning or disrespectful, but they used the word ass. And because they said that word, this inmate, while he is running on my compound and creating a disturbance and doing all sorts of other mess, was screaming PREA because that officer said something about his backside, which is completely out of context. But he was trying to create himself as being the victim to get out of whatever disciplinary process was coming his way for delivering contraband that he knew he wasn't supposed to have and going into an area he knew he wasn't supposed to be in. It's situations like that. It is situations like that manipulation that skew PREA in the eyes of correctional officers as to being solely a tool for inmates to manipulate the system and get what they want. That is not what it was designed for. It was designed to protect the weaker population from the stronger population and to get those victims the treatment that they need, physical, mental, and emotional. Okay, that is what it is for. When it comes to an inmate alleging a PREA incident, there are so many ways for an inmate to allege a PREA incident. He can come up to me or any other staff member and claim that he has been raped, harassed, mistreated sexually, any sexual act between inmates, he can claim was a PREA incident. He can also claim it for a staff member. Okay, he can walk up to any staff member and say this. He can write a request. He can write a grievance. He can call his family and have his family call up and allege that this incident has occurred. He can call the National Tips Hotline from the phones that are provided for the inmates to talk to their families in the dormitories. JPay emails are also a way that an inmate can make the allegation of a PREA incident. And once the allegation of a PREA incident has been made, it is my duty to make sure that the person alleging that he is a victim of a prison rape elimination incident is removed from the incident, from any perpetrators that he claims, or from the general population as a rule, and protect that individual from further incidences of prison rape. It is my duty to identify the perpetrator and make sure that that person is also removed from population, make sure that both of them receive a medical examination, make sure that they are seen by the inspector so that any evidence can be collected. I mean, my reporting requirements are immense when it comes to PREA. As a general rule, a legitimate PREA case is a paperwork nightmare for the shift supervisor in a Florida Department of Corrections facility. But it is so necessary. It is so very necessary that we have reporting requirements to get the Inspector General's office involved. I certainly do not want an inmate to come up to me alleging that he has been the victim of a Prison Rape Elimination Act incident. He has been a victim of rape, and I don't report it, and I find myself, as well as the federal government, finds me in violation of a federal act. Not this guy. You're not doing that to me, okay? Folks, it is our job to maintain care, custody, and control of the inmate population. If we allow rape to continue within the facilities that we man, we are failing at our job to provide care and to maintain control of our facilities. Okay? There's no simple way for me to put that. There's no simpler way for me to put that. It is our job. It is our job to make sure that the inmates that are charged to our care complete the punishment that was handed down to them by a judge. The prison sentence that they are serving is their punishment for a crime against society. That's the bottom line. The prison sentence itself is punishment. It is our job to maintain care, custody, and control of the population that are serving their punishment as handed down by a judge after they were convicted of a jury of their peers, by a jury of their peers. Okay? It is not our job to cause them undue duress. It is not our job to demean them. It is not our job to belittle them. It is certainly not our job to harass them. Our job is to provide care, custody, and control to the inmates within our charge. And my job is to make sure that all of the correctional officers that are providing care, custody, and control to the inmate population that has been placed in our charge go home at the end of the day safely. Okay? Now, folks, that's all I got on this one. All right? I will go more in depth if need be, but I think I've pretty much covered the high points as far as PREA is concerned, and I'm going to get off of this video now. Okay? If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos, and please, if you feel the need to talk to me, hit me in the comments. All right? At the beginning of the video, there is listed 3 different ways you can get a hold of me. I am in Instagram at Sergeant DM. I am on Facebook as David M. Smith, and my email address is sanjo.squire@gmail.com. Okay? Please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's on your mind. All right? This is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Y'all be safe behind the fence. I'll see you next time.